Hello, Yizhao Martins, licensed marriage and family therapist, couple therapist. Let's talk about ADHD and the blind mistrust today. So I'm actually talking about the partner of the ADHD adults who ever have the tendency to get into blind mistrust with their partner with ADHD. So I will talk about what does it mean? What is the blind mistrust? And why do we do that? The outcome, the impact on us as a being, and then explore somatically, bodily, what does it feel like and look like when you're in this place of blind mistrust. So let's start with what is that? So blind mistrust means that you get into a situation, you have a lot of positive predictions. So if you've been listening to my channel or you're my clients, you probably hear me talking about the negative predictions a lot. That is an assumption of the future that we do not know, but our head gives the story that tend to be negative, tend to have a negative outcome. A positive prediction is the opposite of that you have a prediction of the future, but it's mostly very positive outcome. For example, you blindly trust that this new person you just met will meet all your needs without you stating them. That will be a positive prediction. And that will be blind mistrust. And also, blind mistrust is not based in reality because it hasn't happened the future, so you do not know. And the blind mistrust is a door that shuts our curiosity and also kill any possibilities that in your head, and it doesn't allow the normal human errors that we all conduct. So it doesn't sound like it's a very realistic and it's a very practical, but why do we do this? We all do this. We do the negative prediction, we do the positive predictions, we like to predict the future. Why? Well, because as human beings, we are afraid of the unknown. We do not like that. So in order for our brain want us to settle on an outcome, we make up stories, narratives, the positive one, the negative one, the neutral one, and we swing back and forth between among all of them. And in an attempt to put away the fear that we do not know what's going to happen. So I can summarize a couple situations like people have fear for, right? So think about someone that give the blind mistrust to their partner, and they may be afraid of being judged by other people when we doubt someone. When they say, I really doubt my partner that he is going to complete this task by himself without any help on time. That could be a reasonable judgment, right? But if I said, well, I have no doubt my ADHD partner will complete this task on time, get everything done without any aid or help, that is likely to be a positive prediction and a blind mistrust, knowing that your partner has a certain traits of ADHD and they need support, and being on time is a struggle for them. So if I don't want my partner to judge me for not trusting them, I may just say, I trust you 100% completely. I have faith in you. That will be blind mistrust without considering the possibilities that they may make human errors, right? The second fear can be they're afraid of a rupture of their relationship in some sort, like with your friend. And if you say, well, I don't know if you're gonna catch me, that you're gonna have my back in this situation, that you don't want to portray that you do not give the 100% trust to the other person. You're afraid they're going to get hurt, that you're going to hurt their feelings, and they will somehow damage your relationship, and they may not want to give you that blind trust themselves, well, as they shouldn't, right? So what's the outcome when we have this blind trust, blind mistrust that we just give to people without any experiment, without any data? Well, first, we denied the opportunity to get in touch with reality and grow. Our researcher mode is off. right? And the second, we tend to show some controlling behaviors, and we do not allow grace to happen anymore when we give the blind mistrust first. And three, if you have a huge outer critic, that part might be activated and start to judge, to blame, right? To criticize the other partner when after the blind mistrust is given and the outcome is not fulfilled the way you want it to. And they may generate hurt feelings in you, in your partner, and that may take away your self-agency. That if you, or say, prepared for different situations instead of giving the blind mistrust, you might be better prepared for certain things. For example, that you know your partner with ADHD tend to forget about things, they can snack. Maybe you do a backup plan just in case, right? And then if you know they tend to be late, why don't you give some buffer, right? Give some grace instead of saying, well, I trust you 100%, you'll be on time and you're going to get it done on time with everything perfectly done. And then they fail. It's almost like you're setting them up for failure, right? And then also, it doesn't really allow, it actually put you in a place that you're unnecessarily vulnerable. See, if there's a consequence, the children didn't get picked up, or they're hungry, something happened to them, and then you blame your partner with ADHD for not fulfilling the promises, and then that jeopardize further relationship between the parent and the child, right? So all of those could be the possible outcomes. So what does it feel like in your body when you are in this blind mistrust place? So I invite you to do a little exercise with me and put your feet down, get in touch with that, and think about a moment where you are blindly giving your trust to your partner. And what does it feel like in your body when you're in that place? And then if you think about that event and the details, what you said, what you're thinking, and there's a tiny little voice inside of you or saying, well, I give you 100% trust, but, right? And notice how you're holding your body right now. So when I go into that place, I notice a couple things. First, from the top down, I notice that my head is actually tilted forward, like almost my neck is a little bit extending forward. If you look from the side, my neck is protruding. There's a big bump in the back of my nape of my neck. That is broken down. It's not aligned. It's broken down, almost like a leaning forward, a chin jet out. And then there's the eyes protruding, like almost like a looking, seeking for reassurance, that scrutinize everything. That's not trusting. Actually, the part that's being hidden is the not trusting part. And then I may notice some tension in my eyes because of that position. I notice there's some throat that's cut off from breathing properly down. And I also notice that because to balance this position, my hip is thrusting backward to balance this position so I do not fall. See, if I lean my chest, my throat forward, neck, and then I tilt my pelvis, I'm kind of collapsing. So in order for me to stay still upright, I kind of need to tilt my pelvis back a little bit, have my gut out, like which my rib cage and my diaphragm are out. And so on the side, you can see this is the throat, and this is more like the waist, the tilting back. So there are two breakdown in the alignment. Instead of being aligned, it goes like this, almost like a swan. And then you can imagine with time, if your whole body, your body like that, you may have lower back pain, you may have a neck pain, and you may have eye strains, right? It is not aligned neutral position that's congruent with our body's needs. So, and as you probably can predict, that you will burn out and your body will be exhausted and you develop certain pain and aches and tension in your body. So my point is, we all do that, blind mistrust. And if you notice, that is a pattern that you do. You hold your body that way, you think that way, you say that way, I give you 100% trust, that without considering all the conditions and the context and each person's roles and the human common human errors, that may be a sign that there's some part of you that's getting activated. And notice your inner critic, your outer critic, and any other part of you that's getting in the way of taking your own authority and leadership in this relationship. That's for today. Thank you for listening and viewing, my friends. I will see you next week. Bye bye.